Hello everyone, it is Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. Today we're looking at Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team GX. It's an archetype that a lot of people are excited about playing. It's a throwback to Turbo Darkrai, so I'm sure a lot of people sort of have fond memories of that archetype and want to try and make it work as best they can. I'm personally not over enthusiastic about this archetype. I think it has naturally a very poor matchup against the other tag team decks out there, namely Reshizard and Pikarom. Both those archetypes have good answers to this archetype in terms of being faster than it and then just having one-hit KO potential, be it in the form of Tapu Koko GX if you're Pikarom, or just accumulating Electro Powers. And the Reshiram and Charizard can take one-shots when they have choice bands involved and stuff like that. So I think, naturally, this archetype is going to be more towards the fun and rogue tier for now. But it's a throwback to Turbo Dark, and I'm sure that's going to be fun. So let's jump into the analysis, starting off with 4 copies of Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team. You possibly could go down to the 3 count, but I do like leading this card because we want to be firing off Dark Pulse on turn 2 very consistently. 250 hit points is pretty reasonable. It means that we don't instantly get knocked out by a Sledgehammer, which is good. But we are still obviously very fragile to fighting, as you can see in the bottom corner, which is a worry. But Dark Pulse for the Dark Colorless attack cost does 30, plus 30 more times the amount of Dark Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So literally a 30 times modifier, rather than the 20 times modifier that we used to see on that old Darkrai-GX from Breakpoint. It does also have the Dark Union GX attack, which allows you to put 2 in any combination of Dark Pokemon GX or EX from your discard pile onto your bench. And if this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy, you can attach 2 energy from your discard pile to that Pokemon you put onto your bench. So there's the tiny niche situations of you just randomly getting a bunch of Greninjas and Zoroarks into your discard pile and GXing them back into play. There's some archetypes that are trying to do this with Incineroar. Don't try that. It's terrible. It's very, very slow. You're doing nothing until like turn 3 a lot of the time. Obviously, Incineroar has that ability that allows you to Scar Charge and get a bunch of energies into play all at once, but it's not worth it. Just ignore the GX attack. It doesn't exist on this card. Just ignore it. Just use Dark Pulse. That's the entire archetype right there. Trying to get energies into play is pretty much the rest of the deck. 3/3 line of Naganadel charging up, just how we've seen it be used in like Quagnag and Blacephalon and all sorts of different decks, Turbo Ray. Naga is going to be using those charge ups to get extra energies in play, so he's literally just being plus 30, plus 30, plus 30 every turn with those charging ups. That's the whole idea. We also have Turning Point, which is great. You do 80 for 3 colorless, 80 more if you're on exactly 3 prize cards remaining. Now, we're currently not playing Choice Band. If you did play Choice Band, we'd have a much better time against some of the fighting decks. So if you do want to, if you feel like fighting is relevant enough, we do have the psychic coverage for the likes of Buzzwole GX and Machamp and Marshadow Tag Team as well. So if you want to have better coverage, Naganadel can provide it, but I would add in some choice bands to make that more relevant. At the moment, we're just sticking with Turning Point as an option on the 3 prize turn. It's still okay. Maybe it can knock out a Dedenne or something like that without the help of choice bands. So something to bear in mind. It can be nice coverage for us. Obviously, we're being fighting weak, so having some psychic backup non-GX attackers is reasonable. Also, just having 130 hit points is good. It's annoying for other non-GX decks like Zapdos and stuff, so definitely something to bear in mind. We also have 1 copy of Darkrai-GX. His restoration ability is like a one-time use version of Naganadel, basically. If he's in the discard pile, you can pop him onto your bench and get an attachment onto him, which is pretty reasonable. He's a regular GX attacker, so sometimes we could try and skew the prize trade in this regard. Dark Cleave doing 130, it's a good number to hit, to be honest. It gets through most non-GXs. Again, we have a GX attack that we aren't going to use unless your opponent randomly status conditions themselves, but you can just knock one out if they do have a status condition on them. We have no way to inflict that on ourselves. Like we're not going to play like Koga's Trap or anything random like that. We're just going to stick with the Dark Cleave as an option. But mainly, again, it's just one of these like extra plus 30s we can try and get in the build. From there, we have the draw power of Tapu Lele-GX, as well as the Dedenne-GX, the new GX option from this set. Lele, of course, is treasurable, which is great. Dedenne allows us to discard our hand, which can have synergy with our Dark Energies and Darkrai-GX and a few other things here and there, as well as helping us be a bit quicker, trying to get combos rolling, like E-switches and stuff. Getting our EXP shares down on board quickly is always a big deal. So Dedenne giving us that fresh 6-card hand is really nice, so something definitely to bear in mind. The final 2 cards is Marshadow for Let Loose, trying to disrupt the opponents. We do need the benefit of time. We really do need that because we're trying to ramp into big numbers. Sure, if you have a couple Nagas rolling, you have EXP shares popping, you have all that stuff, we're going to be doing ridiculous numbers. It feels like a Turbo Rayquaza deck in many ways. But we need to buy ourselves that time to do stuff. And Marshadow sometimes can force the opponent to have suboptimal turns, and that will allow us that time to build into crazy hands. That's the whole idea here. Finally, we're going to have one Wobbuffet, the Shady Tail Wobbuffet, denying Prism Star Pokemon from having attacks or abilities when he's on our bench. This is mainly in here for Pikachu and Zekrom tag team, as well as Zapdos decks, to try and make it difficult for them to use a Koko GX against us. Koko GX is basically our kryptonite, so we want to have a Wob in here so they can't just get a big burst of energy. This is good in general, so Pikarom can't just start full blitzing really quickly and just go out of control where we have no answer. But again, also very helpful for the Tapu Koko just coming out of nowhere and bursting a big knockout on us, because we can't help it. We have to put as many energies into play as possible because that's our damage output. So Koko is basically our kryptonite, so having the Wobbuffet in here to try and make it more difficult is pretty reasonable overall. Onto the item cards, going to play 2 copies of Energy Spinner. Search your deck for a basic energy and put it into your hand. If you go second and it's your first turn, you get to get 3 basic energy cards instead of 1. That's ridiculous value. It has great synergy with our Ultra Balls and our treasures. So if you are going second, you can get a big upswing with this Energy Spinner. It's not uncommon that we'll go for turn 1 Lillie plus turn 1 Dedenne to dig deep into our deck. So finding that Energy Spinner can give us a big payoff for getting energies in the discard pile and having plenty to attach as well. I think this is better than just having additional extra energies physically in the deck, so I like 2 copies of this card. We're going to have 2 copies of Nest Ball to get some basics into play alongside 4 Ultra Ball and Treasures. Treasures can get, you know, all this section here, all those Psychic types. Getting early Let Loose and Lele is really good odds for us, and getting Poipoles down is always fantastic. Ultra Ball being more universal and getting Darks into the discard pile. 2 copies of Pokégear just for some extra digging potential to find our supporters to have better opening hands and whatnot, and extra searchability for Guzmas when we need to. And 3 Energy Switch. Obviously, we're using Naga a lot to get those attachments, so if we can Energy Switch off those Nagas onto our next Greninja and Zoroark, we can chain attacks quite easily. Also, we have Ultra of the Moon, so Energy Switch effectively acts as a switch card alongside that stadium. So, yeah, pretty reasonable overall. As just mentioned, Ultra of the Moon is going to help us move out of our stuff. 2 retreat costs less is pretty much everything covered right there, which is pretty awesome. Then we have the Black Market Prism Star Stadium. So if one of our Dark Pokemon's knocked out with Dark Energy attached, we give up 1 fewer prize card. So if this Greninja and Zoroark only gives up 2 prize cards, it's phenomenal. Like, actually phenomenal. So if the Black Market sticks, we get ridiculous value from this. It's really, really good overall. Then we're going to have 3 copies of Guzma. I think 3 is fine when you have Pokegears to dig them out, as well as 4 Lillie and 4 Cynthia. Very, very simple. Not too much to argue about here. I think the Pokegears supplement the deck reasonably well, rather than just having like an Erika's or whatnot. I think that's not that necessary. I like having the Pokegears rather than anything else in general. We're going to play a couple copies of EXP Share, again for energy retention and making sure our damage doesn't go anywhere. Sticking this on our backup Greninja Zoroark is also very good, of course. Choice Band is a consideration. It ramps our damage more quickly, and it allows Naga to take those 2 prize knockouts sometimes as well for some swinging. But at the moment, I'm just sticking with EXP Shares. Another consideration is actually Choice Helmet to stay out of range even further from like Reshizards, so that they can't just put down a Choice Band and knock you out. So that's also a consideration that I've thought about. But at the moment, I'm just sticking with EXP Shares. And 12 Dark to round things out. I think with a double spinner, that's plenty of energy options to just see them all the time. You can think about cutting Ultra and having Viridian Forest as well. That's extra discard options. But of course, we're already playing 4 Ultra and 4 Treasure. That's a lot of discard potential already for our Dark Energies. So, and we also have Dedenne as well, which can do it. So we have lots of ways to discard energies already. So I think overall it's pretty reasonable. There's not too much else I've experimented with in the deck. I thought about Absol to help out against some Jirachi-based builds. Reshizard's playing it, Pikarom and Zapdos are playing it, so it's a good tech card right now if you want to have this in the deck. And again, we can actually use Shadow Seeker in this build because we have energy switches and, you know, all Dark Energies, so it's actually a reasonable card just for Shadow Seeker in random spots as well, so bear that in mind. There's the Darkrai Prism Star, which I initially had in the deck and then took out pretty quickly. I pretty much had the energy spinners to try and make this more consistent, but even then, it just wasn't happening all that often. I prefer just having the 1 GX in here that's much more consistently getting you 1 energy, whereas this is like, you sort of wait around to try and get the 2 energy, and it just never really pays off. So I think that's just a cuttable card. I think for Pokemon, there's not too much else I'd consider outside of some non-GX attacking threats, but I think overall this is just going to be a reasonable shell of the deck, and you could consider something like Max Potion or Acerola as well. We are playing a couple Pokégears, so weaving in those would be pretty reasonable to undo some damage. But at the same time, it undoes some of our own damage, undoes like 60 damage, so you'd want to weave in like Energy Switch as well on the turn you Acerola, and then it starts getting a little bit too cute. So right now, we're just going to jump into the ladder and have some games with this archetype and see how it goes. We're up against a fire deck by the looks of things, and that's never too great for us because they can be out of the gates a lot more fast than us. And that's why this archetype overall, in my opinion, isn't all that strong. But we'll see how we go here. We see a couple of Volcanion out the gate. We already have this. Okay, so we're going to play some stuff. We're going to get another Poipole down here. Would it be nice to guarantee a Let Loose? Maybe that's actually better than just going for Lillie, but I don't think it's correct. I think we'll just get another Poipole here. The Lillie for 6 seems too good to pass up, rather than Lillie for 5 when we haven't even seen any of our Greninjas yet. And we still don't see our Greninjas. Spinner doesn't get us much further. I think I want to play it, just play around Let Loose. Although he's playing Volcanion, so it's not all that likely that he has it. So yeah, we just got to pass here. Missing our Bull Search is pretty rough. But hey, not ideal. At least the Volcanion is just going to be powering up energies turn 1. We're not going to get knocked out immediately. Welder can't take a knockout on us, so that's fine. They're going to attach to the Volk. They're going to Lele as well. And grab themselves their own Lillie for turn 1. Looks like they're drawing 4 cards at least. Yep, just the 4. I'm going to see a Nest Ball for the Reshizard, of course. They can start powering that up with Flare Starter here. Interesting to see that they're playing a Volcanion engine, even though they have Lele's. So they're not a green search-based build. And they're still choosing to play Volcanion. But it's going to pass over to us. Another Energy Spinner. We'll just burn this because we don't want it off of our Cynthia. Do I want to attach anywhere? I don't think I do, really. I think I might burn the Pokégear. No, we'll just Cynthia. Pretty rough hand for us. Found all of our energies with no Ultra Ball. Would have been sick with 1 Bull Search. Here we go. We have Nest Ball. We can go ahead and grab our first Ninja Zoro. I can attach to it. We can treasure away a Dark and get a Let Loose here to try and disrupt this hand of our opponents. They have a 2 retreat cost on their Volcanion, so trying to disrupt that would be great. Could have thought about playing the E-Switch off the Poipole, but if we hit any Nagas anyway, we can already do that. Looks like we hit another Treasure, which is cool. We have a Lillie for next turn as well. We'll go Naga. Naga into the active means that he has to attack with the Reshizard, which we kind of want. So I'm actually going to do this. E-Switch to the bench and then charge up and pass. Let's do it this way around. Because if he's going to come in swinging with the Reshizard, that's not that bad for us. If he weld us to it, it's really bad, but otherwise it's fine. Let's see how their Let Loose treated them. Well, there's an Energy. Energy Guzma is pretty sad for us, if they have Choice Band especially. But that's asking for a lot. They just have a Cynthia, that's fine. Reshizard number 2. Skateboard. Okay. Looks like they are going to come in and attack. Even going to Flare Strike as well. So the only way he can knock us out next turn is with a Welder Double Blaze. Yikes, bro. So far only doing 90 damage though. 1 for 1 seems fine. Yeah, let's do it. We have lots of E-switches and all that stuff, so I'm going to commit energy just to draw an extra card. We get some Bull Search. I think I'm going to commit to a Dedenne this turn as well. So Nest Ball this, put Stadium in, Ultra Ball. Or do I go Ultra? No. Stadium in, Ultra Ball. I think we want to Dedenne. He's heartbroken emoji. Okay. There's a Nag, which is nice. We also hit an E-switch, which is also very good for us. No EXP shares is a little bit of a bummer, but I guess I'll just insta-play both of these just to play around and let loose. And we'll Dark Pulse for 150. And let's see if they can welder 2 more energies on, or welder energy, then attach an energy. If they do, they're kind of all in on the like this one Reshizard. 120 will finish it off next turn anyway. If he does go for the double blaze for 300 damage, we can come in and just charge up and knock this out anyway, and then he has to find himself, like, even Welder doesn't get him towards Flare Strike, so... See, Titan Liza of all things. What is going on? There's another Viridian Forest. We still haven't seen their Heat Factory yet, so we have to be careful about our Black Market. They're just going to hit us with Outrage. They play down a Lele, which is pretty weird. Having already Tantalized. Looks like Let Loose has done his job. Made it difficult for them to double blaze and just completely stomp us. Just outrage for 180. We don't mind that too much. And they actually just concede. Okay, nice. I don't really know why they conceded. They still could have gone for a double blaze next turn and dealt with 1. And then found Choice Band Flare Strike to end the game. But they chose to concede, I guess. There was actually a real path for them to win the game there. Just got to believe in the energy acceleration. Just believe. Oh well, let's get into another game. Stunning with our Darkrai-GX and all that great. Another big hand of energy cards and not much else. Maybe one of these energy spinners needs to become another Nest Ball. Energy spinner would get us the full value here though. Staring down a Baby Buzz is never a great deal, and they're also playing basic fighting, so we have to be a little bit worried. They're playing Zygarde? Well, we're about to get brown breaded then, aren't we? Yikes. Zygarde can get one shot on turn 1 these days. What a scary meta. Oh, remember last time when we wanted to get that Ultra Ball? Oh, that's a dream. That's an absolute dream. We have the Dedenne, we have this. We have the Wob to actually shut off the Diancie to not die to a Sledgehammer in a one-hit fashion. Okay. Do this, do this, do this. Fail this, just to draw 8. Treasure is good. Let's go ahead and grab the Poipole. And we'll pass. I mean, when you see a deck like this, and you're just going attach, pass, basically, you know it's a lot weaker than Reshizard because they can just straight up get like 4 energies on turn 1 and just start swinging. Whereas we're just humble here, doing like 90 turn 2. Doesn't feel broken enough. Plus we're up against a brown deck, which can't ever feel great. Oh, they're going to get a second Fighting Energy in the discard pile. Lucky for us, they've already discarded 2 Bonnies, which is good. They're going to get a Monkey. Was it a Monkey? Yeah. No DCE one time. Pokégear. Nice gold Pokégear. Actually fails. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I think we're just going to Guzma the Monkey here. He gets an attack in, it takes a prize, and they're currently bricking, so I think that's the play. If we're going to beat this deck, it's because they brick, right? We actually can't beat them any other way. So we're going to try our best to make them not draw good cards. I'm also going to get a backup Poipole here. What do I get a Wob now? Because if I want to... we'll take a GX knockout next. Okay, we'll play around Sledgehammer that way. Easy, right? Just take the GX knockouts. Okay, stop them drawing cards. Waggle the finger. No cards for you today, Mr. Man. Unless the Pokégear was an intentional fail just to allow them to instruct. But no, they're bricking. Very good. We've scouted the brick. And we're going to start trying to take full advantage of this. Another one of these can come down. Energy switch. Here, here. Attach. And we actually hit our next nag as well, which is pretty insane. I'm going to discard Dedenne here. So we actually take a knockout on this Zygarde now. B-Strings will be live, which is a little bit scary. But he's only got the Baby Buzz right now. 18-2-10. Yeah, we knock out this guy pretty easily. I don't think I'm going to put Black Market in. If he's not holding on to supporters or energy cards, I mean, he's got to be holding on to stuff like Stadiums and B-Strings, right? There's nothing else. Hold on, let's think about this. We could lose to B-String if Swing Around plus Dojo gets him to 80, 100, 140. Yeah, so I actually should put this in. Okay. Just to play around B-Strings being stuck in his hand. Don't want to get Swing Around plus Dojo plus 40 damage. Bloody Dojo. Mojo Dojo. They have a Lele. They drew Lele for turn. Can Erica or Cynthia get them to salvation? Let's find out. Here's an Erica for 6. We can still definitely lose. They have a Surge! Oh! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Surge, Pog. Yikes, bro. When you need to hit those B-Strings, just bang the Surge out. Holy. I'm scared now. Jeez, bro. There's Beast Energy. Choice Band. Zygarde. Wow, they missed everything. They even missed another supporter. Excellent. Whew, I was worried then. Jeez. Okay, we're going to keep attaching energy cards. I'll save Guzma for something. What am I saving it for? I mean, we're just holding game, right? Yeah, we're just holding game. Do I play the Guzma now? Yeah, I can play the Guzma now. Wait, what does it change? Yeah, playing Guzma now is fine. Just make sure we take a 2-prize knockout. Sick. Let's just do it. Get it done. Get it out of the way. So he can't, like, let loose or judge us out of a win next turn. Like I said, this deck given time can beat any deck just because you accumulate energies very quickly and do a lot of damage. Put the EXP share on. Black Market's even stuck, so nice. We beat a bricking fighting deck. Yay. And we beat Reshizard so far. But no, no. Don't be fooled, guys. Don't be fooled. We got lucky. Let's have one more game. But yeah, very simple game plan for this deck. Energies, go. Smack. That's the deck. And that was the joy of Turbo Dark back in the day as well. Play your elixirs, win game. This deck is find your naggers, don't get one shot, win the game. Oh, we're going second with Energy Spinner. It'll make our Pokégear stronger, but it'll also make it weaker if we hit Lillie. So it makes us more likely to hit a Cynthia, but if we fail the spinner, the Lillie will be stronger. Interesting sequencing dilemma. As long as we don't get let loose. Man, I need to put another nest ball in this deck for sure, dude. We're finding way too much energies and not enough ball search ever. Which is weird because I'm playing, what, 10? 11 ball search? 10. I'm playing 10 ball search. Let's bump it up to 11. Shall we? Energy's not been our problem. We're finding those. Looks like we're up against a Zoroark deck. Zoroark is actually not great against us, I want to say. Depending if he's still playing the fighting elements or not. Our damage output can ramp pretty quickly. And they can give us the benefit of turns. Especially because they've led an Alolan Grimer. That's great. And they've just discarded a Guzma as well. So that's great for us. That might give us the benefit of time that we need to win the game. They're not Ultra Ball for a Lele, though. Choice band, the Zorua, sure. Even with like choice band, doing Dugong math isn't very easy. You know, hitting 250 over like a 2-shot. So we might be okay. He's sad. Maybe he's missed some Zoruas. Some other stuff. Well, he's found Ultra Ball. What? He just discarded 2 Zoroarks. Incredible. Ah, he is playing the Lycanroc part. So now I can give him a sad face emoji. Okay, I think we have to play the Pokégear first. Because although this is giving us 3 extra, like, draws, our actual live outs become weaker because the Lillie will be unplayable, so we have to Pokégear. See? Big brain. Monster brain. When you can Energy Spinner for 3 and you take none, feels bad, man. That's a good hand, though. Are we going to go full YOLO Swaggins here and go for a Dedenne? Maybe a Judge is better. Do we have a Lost Guzma in deck? Yes. How YOLO Swag are we feeling, bro? Dedenne is tempting. I think Let Loose is probably better, though. Keep a Guzma, keep Black Market for later. If he's discarding 2 Zoroarks, we know his hand is pretty reasonable. Second Energy Spinner? What a dream. Look at this. Pow, pow, pow. Gimme, gimme, gimme. That value. We like that value. We can't get any draw cards here, though. Looks like Lele is prized. So, we just have to pass and hope that this Alolan Grimer stays trapped. That's the plan. Let Loose is way stronger now that he's Ultra Ball away 2 Zoroarks as well. He has way worse outs to hit a Zoro. Fighting Energy on Rockruff? Yikes. By the way. There's Zoroark. Very good. Discards 2, gets let loose, finds a Zoroark. Never punished. They're going to trade. They're going to go for the old super poison breath and get heads. Feels good, man. Don't think it'll change much relevant math here. We don't want to attack because we'll just die. So I'm just going to spread energy cards and pass. Hopefully with only one trade, it's a long time till he finds a Guzma, especially because he's discarded 1. And Lycanroc builds probably only play 2. Maybe it's going to be okay. Maybe we'll have time to get out of this funk. Maybe it was too risky for us to go for the let loose when we prized Lele. Maybe the Dedenne getting rid of our second Guzma was correct, but that sounds really wacky when he's powering up a Rockruff in the back. He's going to attach in Cynthia. Still on the hunt for some more Zoruas and Nestballs and all that jazz. Let's see if he can get it now. There's Ditto. We can shut it off with a Wob. And there's a Zorua. They're going to keep poisoning us, sure. Switch. Okay, sure. If you feel like it. We're going to keep passing. That's all we can do. Taking this one prize is just death. We hold the E-switch, even though it's nice to sort of protect our Nag, or make it less appealing to knock out the Nag. He'll still take the Nag for sure, and we need the E-switch for our next Zoro-Ninja, if we actually draw out of this hand. Let Loose has done the damn thing, though. They can Rainbow Acerola? Oh, the dream! The nightmare. Well, we're about to get blown back. If we actually get into a draw supporter, we can actually knock this guy out. If we get our second Naga, we can actually knock this guy out. Like, second Naga plus, like, our Greninja Zoroark, plus all that stuff. It needs to be a draw supporter, obviously. Oh. No, we missed the E-switch. We have no way to draw any more cards. We were actually super close. We were a card away, basically. Yeah, we were E-switch away. Shows you the damage ramp that this deck has, though, right? Crazy damage ramp. I need to pay retreat here. Would I be able to pay retreat? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. No, I wouldn't have been able to do it. What am I talking about? We can swing. I think we'll swing. Don't think it's great. But the Cynthia top deck gave us some hope. Need to put more energies into the discard pile as well. So we were a little further away than just... I think we need to find search for Dedenne there. To win. Not to win, but to try and mount a comeback. this point, he can just, even if it's just a Guzma to attack the Greninja Zoroark, not for a knockout, it's pretty much game. Because he's our only threat. And him attaching to the bench pretty much tells me we're getting Guzma here. Yep, that should be game. In almost every world. We'll try and improve the Pokégear odds, I guess. Try and pay retreat and attack with this one, I think, is our only win condition. Attacking with this one just basically is an insta-concede, so we'll try and actually stay alive. But we end up just losing more. Alrighty. We just know that if we attack into this guy, we always lose anyway, so... Okay, 1 brick. We'll have one more game, because the first game was a concede, right? We'll have one more. One more game. A Reshizard concede, a Zygarde win because of brick, and then we let loose ourselves into nothing in that game. Let's see what this final game will bring us. Definitely is one of those decks where either you snowball and win really hard, or you lose really hard. You're not going to have close games with this deck too often. It's either the snowball happens because you've been given the time, or you don't and you lose. Which is not really an ideal trait of a deck. Just depends how often you can do that snowball, I guess, right? You could say the same about Pikarom. They can either snowball and win or just lose, but that's in like the best complement possible. More fighting decks? What's going on here? Zoro fighting stuff still? Okay. They're living in the team-up meta, not the new Unbroken Bonds meta by the looks of things. Not that Zoroark's dead, but the Lucario is definitely a rare sight. Energy Spinner PogChamp. This is why you play the Spinner, bros. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. What a dream. What a dream. Brosif. That's amazing. Will fearlessly attach to the active like a bro as well. Some debate to Dedenne first there to try and hit, what's it called? Lillie. But nah. I think I'll save the other treasure for outs to our Lele and stuff for next turn. Don't think we need to put Stadium in. He can actually take use out of it because he's got a unit. So we'll just do this. Drew back into Stadium, which is a feels bad. But we can get our next Greninja Zoro being threatened. Again, we've let loose ourselves into crumbs, which is a bit sad. But we'll see what our opponent does here. We have to try and make it hard for them to hit Lucario banned, right? We just lose if they get it. So I'm going to try and make it hard for them. They're going to kick off with a Nest Ball for a third Zorua. Let's see how many stage 1s come down here. Just a Cynthia. Fingers crossed. They only play 2 Lucarios. They have a lot of trades available though. Oh, Poggers. Let loose, you're the best. You're the most balanced and fair card in the game. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Die. Ah, we're still bricking. It's hit us just as bad. Oh, the 20 sets up the next Lucario, though. Oh, the stress. Let's give me another Cynthia, something like that. Can't handle the stress. Kukui. It would have to be a big Kukui. Well, Zoroark can get them more goodies now. Just win? Oh no. Missed energy pass? Yes, excellent. We have the benefit of time now. We'll take it, we'll take it. This is so much less of a threat now that he evolved. We'll just pass, bro. Try and find more supporter cards. Ultra Ball for Dedenne, Treasure for Lele. Our other Pokégear and 7 draw supporters are out here. Offer this let loose. They're going to attach and start swinging with Aura Strike by the looks of things. Banned as well. Okay, it's pretty threatening. Pretty threatening indeed. Oh, the dream. I think we'll keep this open for our next Dedenne or whatever. Okay. Cynthia our way out of this mess. How much are we doing? 120. GX attack will, like, we already get knocked out by the Aura Strike, so I guess we just do this. And hope that they don't Lycanroc and kill this. But they're probably going to, and it's probably game already. Essentially, if they Bloodthirsty Eyes our next Ninja Zoro, we lost. We can maybe knock out the Lucario with our Naga. Maybe that's our only hope. They actually Acerola though. That's good for us. They can still Zoroark KO, but that's much less threatening. We much prefer this as an outcome. Obviously them reattaching Riolus is very scary though. They should have definitely held this choice band just to win. But whatever. I mean, they're so far ahead. It probably doesn't matter too much, but it's just not correct. You'd like to see things done better. Whatevs. We try and find our black market at this point. Let's get rid of this to draw more cards, because we're so far away from doing anything good. Well, Dedenne might be a way towards some good stuff. How many charges have we got? 3 already. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. We're 10 off, right? But Dedenne can get us there. Oh no, Dedenne can't get us there because I can't also Restoration, obviously. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Yeah, we're just shy of the mark. Feels bad, man. I'm going to do this anyway, just to draw more. No Altar of the Moon either. Was our other out, I guess. Let's swing for 180. Maybe there's a small debate to us there, actually using our GX attack just to get back a second Greninja Zoro rather than put down Dedenne. Maybe that was the time. Who knows? Feels like we've completely fallen away from this matchup anyways, right? So if they had held their choice band, they'd just win this turn just from what we know is in their hand. We'll see if they can win anyway. They didn't Palpad back in a Kukui either, so they need to find their next choice band. Their hand size is pretty crazy though. They have potentially more Zoroarks to get them there as well. Here we go. So, this deck has been made to seem distinctly average, which is upsetting to see, but also what I think about the deck, to be honest. So yeah, I think it's a fair reflection of this archetype, to be honest. Choice band? Oh, they had 2 Kukuis in their deck? Wow, nice. Alrighty. That'll be game. So that's Greninja Zoroark. We saw a couple of good games. We had the highlight reel moment of beating a fighting deck. Yes, they bricked completely. But yeah, overall I think this is more fun tier rogue stuff. I can't see many other ways to build this too differently to make it much better. Possibly an extra nest ball can go into this exact 60. Maybe extra draw engine cards as well. Maybe just like a second let loose or something like that could be in the deck as well. Just for extra treasure outs and to help you against like prizing and whatnot. But Spinner seemed good. We had some good moments with that card. So I feel like it's a card worth keeping. Potentially just cutting them for Pokégears is correct though, just to have better outs for our supporter cards. So let me know what you guys think about this archetype overall. I didn't want to spend too much time on it because I do think it's kind of more rogue tier and more fun tier, but it's a great throwback to Turbo Dark, and it's really cool to see decks sort of accumulate all these energies and just get to silly numbers. So if it works, it works. But that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time for another Unbroken Bonds deck. Cheers.